Hey guys, Dave Darin here. It's good to see you. I see a few people joining already. You know what? I was almost going to quit doing this show. And I got up this morning and I put last night that I was going to stop doing this show because I became agitated. I became frustrated. I thought, you know what? Maybe I should just start enjoying my life, enjoying our dog at the pool, enjoying my gorgeous wife, enjoying our classic cars, enjoy all of that stuff and stop worrying about the nonsense because it's a bunch of nonsense out there that is total and complete bullshit. But then when I woke up this morning, here is exactly what I saw. I saw some people in the news kneeling to apologize. Kneeling to apologize for white privilege. You know what? I feel privileged because I busted my ass to get to where I am now. And if you don't like it, I ain't getting on my knee. I can't understand. People got in front of people and said, can you get on my knees to alert us that you're aware of white privilege? And people got on their knees. You know what? We're supposed to get retributions for the way we treated. Not me, by the way. I didn't treat people like this. I've got two people in my desk in my company that are black. One is a black woman. So my God, I actually hire a black woman. And two of my people are black out of only 8. And you know what? I hire them because they're good people. I don't hire them because I have to hire a minority quantity. I hire them because they're great people. They give me good product. They're good workers, and they're paid the exact same amount, exact same benefits, no different. I don't give them privilege. I'm privileged to have them work for me. So for all you fucking knuckleheads out there getting on your knees, especially the policemen, you're supposed to be not on your knees. You're supposed to be on your guard. You're not supposed to be in church, in the streets, on your knees, surrendering to the violence and the terror. So let me get to today's topics. I did a promo last night on today's topic. So let me run the program about tonight's topic so you can see them. So you can see some of the stuff that I thought is a fucking nightmare. Let me play them because I did them last night in the promo. If you missed it, here's the promo I ran last night for today's discussion. All right, here we go.
I just wanted to say I was working the medic tent. I'm a CNA PCA. I'm trained in first aid. I haven't done it in a while, and I was helping a man who got shot in the leg with a rubber bullet. He was bleeding so much.
You saw this?
I was helping him. I was cutting his pants. I was trying to help him. I was trying to look at the wound, and they came up and they were shooting right at us. He grabbed a garbage can to hold it over me so I wouldn't get hurt. And I told him I wouldn't leave him, and I did, and I feel so bad. I couldn't. They were shooting. I was scared. They didn't care. They didn't care that he was hurt. They didn't care. They didn't care. They didn't care. They didn't care. They didn't care.
How are you guys removing Black Lives Matter's graffiti?
We're just trying to take care of the city. We tried over there and it wasn't coming off. It's still not was coming off.
But why do you want that to come off?
Well, because this is a federal building. Yeah, it's just the vandalism.
But so you don't care about Black Lives then?
No, that's not at all what we're saying.
That's what this...
We certainly do care about Black Lives.
Not enough to leave up a message. Not a great way to use your white privilege, ladies. Not a great... That's disgusting.
Justice, no peace. Fuck the police. No justice, no peace. Fuck the police. No justice, no peace. Fuck the police. No peace. Damn. Police. What'd she do? The dog tried to attack her. Fuck the police. Fuck the police. Oh, yeah. Hey, bro! What the fuck? What the fuck? Hey, look at the camera! I got you on camera.
In the throes of these 4 rooms, bright and iron and withered fumes, far below these sinful means.
Okay, back to the Dave Darin Show. We see the 3 topics we're going to talk about tonight. Bullshit, fake news, number 1. Number 2 is white privilege. And number 3 is the protest by, and I'm not calling protests, they're criminals, all right? Why call them protesters? They're fucking criminals, all right? So, by the way, I've been blocked on Facebook for 30 days by someone that saw my program, my little promo that you just saw, came on and said he's the one that blocked me. Now, first of all, I think it's total bullshit because, you know, whenever there's like a terror or violence in the country, like the World Trade Center or something like that, people always come on board and they say, I'm the one that did it. They want credit for it because they want you to really blow your stack at that person that says that they did it when they really didn't do it. So this bonehead yesterday who said he's the one responsible for me being blocked on Facebook is total bullshit. So if he's watching tonight, it's total bullshit. I think I know who blocked me. There was a guy, my friend Ben, who's in Arizona, who's a cool dude, but he's very different than me politically. And on this situation, he's very different. He thinks he's white privileged, by the way. He really is. He's the type of guy that's going to be on his knee. And I'm not going to be the guy on his knee unless I'm in a position where I'm going to fire something. It's someone who is attacking my business or attacking me, attacking my wife or something. I'll be on my knee then so I can get a better grip and a better aim. And that's the only reason I'm going to be on my fucking knees is to get a better aim. That's the only reason. You know, I'm not submitting to anybody. I'm not submitting because I am not responsible for the bullshit that went on. I've got a company. I hired two black people work in my company. Now, does that make me a saint? No, it makes me someone who's never really thought about privilege, and I've never thought about not hiring minorities. And that's me. So I'm not going to be guilty. I'm not going to be told I should be guilty. I'm not going to feel guilty, and I'm not going to act guilty. All right? I'm not going to do it. So don't fucking try to convince me to do it, because I'm not going to do it. And the guy that blocked me, I think he's one of Ben's friends. The guy that blocked me, you know, if you want to block me, you know what? I can move to MixLR. I can move to Live 365, or is it called 365 Live? I forget which one. I could do an audio show. I can go back on Phoenix Radio because they keep bugging me to come back on Phoenix Radio. And I can get on a conservative talk station like 1100 AM like I was on before. And I could do this type of program on there. So if you want to block me, because Facebook is going to allow you to block anyone because they've got an agenda. And so does YouTube, by the way. I'm kind of guessing that YouTube's going to block me because someone's going to say, let's block Dave Darin, let's go on his page and let's report him to YouTube. So it's going to happen. I mean, recently I've been doing shows on Facebook Live because I knew that Facebook Live is less significant than YouTube. And really it is, because YouTube is a little bit more, they're a little bit less liberal. A little bit. And guys should never go like this. But they're a little bit less. Facebook is a total fucking nightmare. So I figured if I'm going to do anything risky, I'll do it on Facebook and just get them out of the way right away. So I got blocked on Facebook now for 30 days. And that means that I can't, the only reason I really used Facebook in the past, if you followed the show, was to do event invites. That was about it. I wasn't doing shows on Facebook for a long time, like months. And I started doing it because I thought if I get fucked up on Facebook, you know what? They're insignificant. They really are insignificant. Everyone knows their agenda. If you're a liberal or a Democrat, you love Facebook, right? If you're somebody that's independent even, you fucking don't take them at their word and all their stuff is political agenda, not leaning towards, all the way fucking left. So Facebook, I disrespect them. That's why I thought, you know, if I'm going to get blocked, let me get blocked on Facebook because I don't give a crap about them anyway. But back to the agenda, all right? Back to the agenda. Let's see here. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is this fake report. So about, what was it, a few days ago, I did something on this fake report. This individual person, this woman came up out of nowhere. There's this reporter there who's not validating anything that she saw. And she's there reporting saying that there were bullets flying in a tent and the police were firing and one guy was significantly hurt. He was shot with a rubber bullet and the rubber bullet damaged his leg and he's bleeding profusely. And I watched that and I saw her talking to the reporter. Now, we didn't see the guy's leg bleeding. And I think I have to thank John or Glenn. I think John sent me this. So I got a video of exactly what she was talking about. So I want to air that in a second. And I did air it in the side-by-side. If you watched the promo I aired a couple minutes ago, you saw the side-by-side thing, but I'm going to play it again, that segment of it. So you had a news reporter, a complete guy that is a total douchebag because he didn't ask for her credentials to see if she's really medically certified. He didn't validate what she saw. How come the first question I would have asked, well, the guy that was shot by a rubber bullet, why was he shot by a rubber bullet? Was he doing something that he shouldn't have been doing. So I would have asked those questions. This reporter is a fucking numbskull, all right? So let me play it again. I'm going to play it again, and John sent it. So John, thanks very much for sending that. So let me play this fake news report, and I'm going to air it right now. Watch it, listen to it, and you can see, I don't believe her anyway. She looked like she's an actress of some type. And she's talking to this reporter, and alongside of it, I have what John sent me, which is the gushing leg. You're going to expect to see like a science fiction movie, like with the leg cut off and blood squirting out. Take a look at it. It looks like a couple of weeks ago. Remember my car's Jeep, the window in the back shattered? You remember that? Actually, it shattered on my finger, and I still have a little bit of a bruise on my finger from it. It looks like a little bruise, like maybe he got cut by glass. He probably got cut by a trash can flipping over. I thought it was total bullshit. Let me play it, watch it, and see what she's saying. And then you can see the gushing of this guy's leg. The total gushing. I think the guy's gushing so badly, he just avoided having it amputated.
I just wanted to say I was working the medic tent. I'm a CNA PCA. I'm trained in first aid. I haven't done it in a while, and I was helping a man who got shot in the leg with a rubber bullet. He was bleeding so much.
You saw this?
I was helping him. I was cutting his pants. I was trying to help him. I was trying to look at the wound, and they came up and they were shooting right at us. He grabbed a garbage can to hold it over me so I wouldn't get hurt. And I told him I wouldn't leave him, and I did, and I feel so bad. I couldn't. They were shooting. I was scared. They didn't care. They didn't care that he was hurt. They didn't care. They didn't care. They didn't care. They didn't care. They didn't care.
I had to air that bullshit 5 times. You know, if she's talking about rubber bullets flying by, by the way, I didn't see a tent. I didn't see police there storming the tent. She's in the front. I didn't see that. And by the way, did you see it when they had the guy and his leg? By the way, there were no sounds of bullets in that. Now, I didn't have that. I aired her voice. But if I played the video clip that John sent me, you can just hear a bunch of talking. And you would not hear any bullets in the background. You would not hear any police. You would not hear anyone screaming because they're being attacked and bombarded by the police that this bitch said. And the reporter, a total douchebag, didn't even question any of that stuff. They just let all of that go. Let's just get to the point where we're hostile towards the police. Let's go to the fact where we're hostile to the United States. Let's get to that. Let's forget everything else. Let's forget everything and just get to the aspect of hating your fellow man, hating police officers, hating authority, and oh my God, you guys as protesters are being outrageously bombarded and attacked. All right, let's just get to that point. So, you know, and if you see her, by the way, she doesn't even know how to wear a fucking mask. Did you notice that the mask it's not covering her nose? And as she's talking, it's opening up her hideous mouth with the hideous words of lies she's spurting out. So I wish these people could just go to PetSmart and buy a fucking muzzle. And then we don't have to hear them. Why don't we just buy them muzzles? Well, that's what we should do. When you go in there, you should show your voting registration card. And if you're independent or if you're Republican, you can get a muzzle. If you go if you're a liberal or a Democrat, you should be given a muzzle. What did I say? If you're a Republican or independent, you should be given a mask. Did I screw that up? You should get a mask. If you care about that and you care about the manipulation where you think you need a mask, then you can get a mask. If you're a Democrat or a liberal, you should be given a muzzle. You should never be giving a mask. You should be given a muzzle. Let me play this again. And now I played it, and I had to put my little comedy routine in here with this total douchebag woman. You can't call a woman a douchebag, can you? Can you call them douchebags? I don't even know. I had to air this with my comedy scenario behind it, just to mimic her stupidity. Here we go.
I was trying to help him. I was trying to look at the wound, and he grabbed a garbage can to hold it over me so I wouldn't get hurt.
Disco garbage can.
I told him I wouldn't leave him, and I did, and I feel so bad. I couldn't. They were shooting. I was scared.
Garbage can.
They didn't care. They didn't care that he was hurt. They didn't care. They didn't care. They didn't care. They didn't care. They didn't care.
There we go. And I think her attitude is so fucked up, it should be put in that trash can. She says she was covered by a trash can. By the way, when I was watching that video of her with the guy's leg, and I didn't see any trash can around there. What a bunch of crap. I mean, if the reporter is going to report on this, then get some facts. You know, I'm a better reporter than that fucking guy is. Unbelievable. So second topic I want to talk about is white privilege. Now, I said when I first started the program tonight, I almost decided, you know what? I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of people trying to block me on YouTube, on Facebook. Someone successfully blocked me on Facebook. And, I've called this whole thing, I've called the coronavirus a fake bullshit virus. And I gave you the statistics on that. If you're new to the program tonight, 100,000 people have died out of a total population of 328 million people. Now, I haven't looked, it might be higher than 100,000 right now because this is my statistics, I think, from last Friday, like a week ago. 100,000 people out of 328 million people. If you can do the mathematics, if you're not a liberal and you actually learn something in school, you may be able to figure out how to do the mathematics and figure out that it is that's a decimal point, 0.031% of the population has died of COVID-19. Out of that 100,000, 73% of those people had a pre-existing condition. That means that 27%, I'm forgetting math too, and I'm educated not by liberals, 27% did not have any pre-existing condition, and supposedly they died of COVID-19. 27% of 100,000 people is 27,000 people. In the entire country, 27,000 people died of COVID-19 that had no pre-existing condition, and we decided to shut down America and keep people locked in their homes so they could be perpetuated with CNN and all the scared news networks on TV to scare the crap out of you. And I said even in between the news media, there's commercials that continue to scare the fuck out of you. So that you stay home and you're worried about shit and you're scared out of your minds and you're being manipulated. And then when they open up the country, what they do is they make sure that you wear a mask so you can go outside and you can see people with a mask and think, oh my God, I better get the fuck back in the house. I mean, they let me out of the house. Now I'm seeing all of these people. It's almost like they're zombies out there with the mask. I better get the fuck in the house because it's too dangerous out there. And now with this other thing now of this racial riots, which are not racially motivated, by the way. They're not. They're not racially motivated. It's a ton of bullshit. What it is a generational warfare. If you see all the videos that you see of all of the violence, all of the terror, all of the breaking into buildings and stealing, who are they? Who are these people? You look at the videos. Who are they? They're not blacks only. They're not whites only. They're not Hispanics only. They're a mix of every single race. And if you see them breaking into windows, they are young people in their 20s, maybe 30 who are doing this. What it is, it's their parents and they disrespect I see it. I told you guys before, this is sort of a repeat. You guys are pretty bored of this shit already. And hopefully I'll be able to stop this at some point. But even my next door neighbor, I hear his kid come home. His kid is in his 20s. He comes home, it's fuck dad, fuck you, fuck you. This is what happens. Parents do not have the respect of their kids. So what happens is they're growing up, they're liberal educators in school, can't smack them. Like I went to elementary school. If I did anything wrong, I'd be sitting with a dunce cap. Remember the dunce caps? In the corner with my back towards the room, and the nun would actually be pulling my sideburns. Remember, we used to have sideburns. And my hand would be slapped with a ruler. In fact, whenever I go to a supermarket and they put that little separator, I always kind of joke with the person behind the counter. I said, I hate that separator because it reminds me of the nuns with the ruler, cracking your knuckles with the ruler. And you know what? The lack of discipline has made those kids going out on the street, protesting, pretending it's for George Floyd, pretending, and they're out there annihilating. Because you know why? Because they are outraged that someone is more successful than them when they haven't earned the success to buy those things in the store. They have no discipline. They've had no discipline their whole lives. Their parents haven't disciplined them. The way they've disciplined them is with giving them a bunch of shit and giving them the awards for being 12th place in a running competition. They still got awarded. So they are there in the streets protesting the fact that they don't have what the older generations had. And I'm losing people already because they're either bored or they don't agree with me. And they hate me because they actually, I get a lot of people that fucking hate me. And you know what? I don't care. I don't really do this show to earn an audience. And obviously I've proven that by the amount of people that check out the show and the amount of people that just want me censored and blocked. So I proved that. So here's something that really annoyed me. Here's actually one of the reasons why I did not give up the show. And like I said, I was thinking about giving it up because I thought, you know what, all of these millennials now who are going to take over the world, they're going to take over the world anyway, because we're going to, eventually the guys like me and the baby boomers, we're going to die anyway in about 20 years, right? We're going to be 81. These fucking boomers are going to, or these fucking millennials living right now, we see that they have no control of their country. It's going to be a fucking nightmare. So on my tombstone, when I die, I'm going to have to put something on. I'm going to have to think of what put it on my tombstone. Like, maybe, what can I put on there? It's fucked up because of you. Something like that. I'm going to have to put something on. I'm not taking calls yet. Anyone that's calling right now, they're probably thinking if I didn't accept their phone call right now, that I am censoring them. And you know what? I'm not taking phone calls right now because, and the guy, by the way, who claims he censored me, because I blocked Richard Groyper, who is actually I call Dick Groin Pain. I censored him because he was actually picking on a group of people in the chat and saying a bunch of shit to them. And you know, you can't really validate for sure. But then he was calling the show, and then he did a show, and I validated it because his video is there, you can see his face and all that. He called the coronavirus the boomer doomer. When I saw that, I thought, you know what? What a incredible. He's condemning the baby boomers happily to having the coronavirus be the virus that kills us off. So I killed him off and I censored him. Now maybe the guy that says that he blocked me on Facebook, if he really did block me on Facebook, wants me now to. He says, because you censored Richard Groyper, I am going to censor you and block my show, and he got me thrown off of Facebook, or somebody did. You know what? I am not going to get on my knees. I guess he expected me to get on my knees and say, oh, I'm sorry for blocking Richard Groinpain. I'm going to unblock him so he can call me on the phone, so he can be in chat, so he can contact me and be a guest again. You know what? I'm not going to get on my knees and honor you with me saying, you know what? I'm going to bring Richard back, and I'm going to be subservient to you. I'm going to honor your request and let him come back on the show. You know what? I am not like, fuck you. I'm not. The only way I get on my knees, if I got on my knees and I could give you the finger, then I'm going to get on my knees and I'm going to slip you the finger. So I can get right under your butt and slip the finger in there and then keep going up and run you like a hand puppet. How about if I do that? How about if you come here, this guy that says he blocked me, how about if you come here, you want me on my knees, you stand up, I get on my knees, I'll put my hand right up your butthole, and I'll run your mouth and run you like a puppet. I am not going to get on my knees for anyone. You want to not be blocked or censored by me? Then respect the people that are on here on chat. And when you call up, don't fuck up on the phone, because the people that fuck up on the phone, they just deliver hate. And I constantly had asked them, I said, why do you hate me? Give me the reason why you think I am a bigot or a racist. Give me the reason. I asked them for the reason. They just said that they hate me. And they just called me a racist. They don't give me the reasons. You know what? If you're going to have an intelligent conversation, which they can't, because all along they've been educated by liberals, so they don't know how to debate. They've been breastfeeded by their parents until they were 21 years old. And finally got out of the house at 21. And you should get out of your house sooner, by the way. Got out of the house at 21, and they realized, oh my God, this world is fucking brutal. And they're not getting what they want, getting what they think that they're entitled to. They haven't earned it. They're entitled to that TV set. They're entitled to a car. They're entitled to it. And as soon as they have an excuse, a camouflage to steal, which is George Floyd, that's the camouflage. That's the thing that they're using to enable them to steal with the illusion that they're doing it to honor George Floyd. That's what they're doing. This whole thing is a bunch of bullshit, and how come I'm the only one that figures this shit out? Why am I the only one that understands it? I don't understand why everyone is so brainwashed. I don't understand why, if I owned a business, unfortunately I have a business, I don't need a storefront. If I had a business where I needed a storefront and the stores are getting smashed up, like I saw my wife was telling me there's a car dealership somewhere in California, high model cars, luxury cars. You know, this has happened. I've got video cameras outside of my home where I can see when my home is being approached. Why don't they have cameras there, and why don't they have a security guard? And if you come in there, then the security guard is heavily armed. He's going to defend the business. There's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a Wild West shootout. Why isn't there? If I was a business owner with a storefront, I would be out knocking on every single door and saying, you know what, we're all getting taken advantage of here. We're all getting manipulated. We're all getting busted into. We're all getting our lives stolen away. You know what? Let's defend our businesses together. Let's unify together because the police aren't defending us. I heard one thing a couple of days ago, the police are stepping down. Police are kneeling now. The police are on their knees. As business owners, do you want to be on your knees? Do you want to surrender your business because the police are on their knees? Do you want to surrender your business? Or do you think that is a fucking nonsense? So stand up, protect your businesses. If I was there, if I had a storefront, I'd be with you guys. I would be the one organizing it. I don't own a business, and if you guys are too stupid to realize you got to do that to protect your own business and you're not willing to do it, if you're not willing to do that, then obviously you're not willing to continue your business. And really you don't care about your business because you haven't proved it by defending your business. So if you're not out there defending your business and unifying to defend your businesses, then really you shouldn't be in business, really. In all reality, you shouldn't be in business because you don't care about your business. And you haven't proven it to me because I'm seeing all of these businesses busted up. I think I saw one person, who sent this to me? I think it was Sparky. Or somebody sent me something in, I think it was somewhere in Washington, where a bunch of people, whether they were business owners or just people in general, came out there to defend their community. And they were successful. You should see them. They look like people that if you crossed their line, man, you were going to not cross back unless you cross back with a body bag or a stretcher. And me saying those two words right now, someone can take the video right now and probably clubber me down. And it's probably going to happen. So eventually, if it happens, by the way, you'll see me resurrected on MixLR, MixLR, or you'll see me on 365 Live or Live 365, whatever they are, and I'll do an audio broadcast because I ain't going away. Because if anyone wants to shut me down like I'm shut down now on Facebook, you know what? Facebook is fucking insignificant. Facebook is for a different perspective than I give you. Facebook is for CNN. Facebook is for those people, Lemon and those folks who want to talk. It's not for Sean Hannity. It's not for Chris Tucker. It's not for those guys at all. You will never see those guys on Facebook because as soon as they're on Facebook, Facebook is going to shut their asses down, just like Facebook shut me down. So if you think that you got me blocked from Facebook, you know what? It was going to happen anyway. I even said it on all my broadcasts. It's going to happen anyway. Let me get to this one. This was outrageous, and this is another reason why I thought, am I going to relax at the age of 61? Am I going to go into retirement? Am I going to not compete with the millennials? Because you guys are going to have a planet that's going to be destructive because of your lack of ability to take care of yourselves without destroying yourselves like you're doing right now and fucking the whole thing up. So I was going to leave it in their hands and say, you know what? Because a lot of millennials think that they overcome baby boomers because we vanish. You know what we do? We vanish into our BMWs. If I drove my vehicle down to where all these protests are, my $100,000 BMW, it's going to get wrecked because of the jealousy of the kids out there in their age of 22. They'll see me in my BMW and they'll think, fuck this guy. Look at what he's got. Look at what my dad should have bought me. Look at what my dad should have given me as a graduation gift. My dad didn't give me that. Here I am, I'm working now at Walmart making minimum wage, and I can't afford Dave's BMW. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fuck up Dave's BMW. I'm going to fuck up that storefront that I don't know the guy. I don't even know if he's black, white, Asian, Hispanic. I don't know, but I'm jealous because he's got something I don't have. That's what's going on there. So I don't respect millennials. But to be honest, I don't even think, this is what happens when you guys protest like this. You're going to get a guy like me who's going to eventually, during my business, I'm going to have someone that's going to apply for a job in my company who's going to be a millennial. I'm going to look at that guy. I'm going to remember the videos I saw all over YouTube, all over Facebook, all over TV. And I'm going to think in my mind, if I hire him, how jealous is he going to be of me when he sees me pulling into the parking lot with my BMW? And he's paid well, but not well enough to afford a BMW yet. So he's going to have a Honda. He's going to park next to me. He's going to get pissed. If he doesn't do his job, I'm going to have to fire his ass because the only reason he's there, white, black, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. As soon as he doesn't perform, I got to let his ass go. As soon as I let his ass go, he's going to be jealous. He's going to be angry, and he's going to do something to me, right? So in my mind, I'm going to think, do I want to take that risk, or do I want to discriminate and not hire him? You know what? And in my mind, I'm going to discriminate. I'm not going to hire him because of what I see now that the millennials are projecting on us as a society. Really, that's what this comes down to. This has nothing to do with George Floyd. If you ask anyone that's at that protest what the history of George Floyd was, will they know anything about him? Will they know that in 2007 he held a gun at gunpoint to a woman who was pregnant? I think I read multiple places now the woman was pregnant. He broke into a house with a gun, held it to the woman's pregnant belly, and ripped that place off. Does anyone that's protesting know that? I wonder how many of those people, we always have these people, these reporters that go out there and they ask about, who was the first president of the United States, what year we became independent from England, and you see all those stupid people out there that don't know the common answers, the most basic answers because of their liberal education. I won't go out there to the protesters because they're all violent people, they're all criminals. I'm not going to go out there. I'm not going to go out there because of what I've seen. And, if you go out there and you ask them, George, well, who are you protesting for? They probably don't even know the guy's last name. They just know George. It's easy to remember George. They don't know George Floyd. They probably think it's George in the Jungle, the monkey, right? George in the Jungle. Remember that TV show? That's probably, or George Foreman with the grill. They think George Foreman, the guy on the TV that sells the grills, is the guy. They probably don't even know that George Foreman was a fighter. They probably don't even know that. They have no education whatsoever. This is the second thing that pissed me off about white privilege. Check this out. Check this video out. I thought this was outrageous.
Why are you guys removing Black Lives Matter's graffiti?
We're just trying to take care of it. We tried over there and it wasn't coming off. It's still the one that was coming off.
But why do you want that to come off?
Well, because this is a federal building. Yeah, it's just the vandalism.
But so you don't care about Black lives then?
That's not at all what we're saying.
That's what this...
We certainly do care about Black lives.
Not enough to leave up a message. Not a great way to use your white privilege, ladies. Not a great... That's disgusting.
Can you believe that? 3 women out there. Now, I wonder what would have happened if there were 3 black women out there. I wonder what the conversation would have been like. That would have been interesting, right? That should have been a scientific experiment, is now to do another wall with 3 black women and see what the approach would have been. 3 white women there cleaning the wall of a federal building, which obviously they were told to do. It was part of their requirement for that couple hours or whatever. They're hired by the federal government and they were cleaning the building. They were cleaning the building off of what was graffiti. Someone considers it a message. Someone else considers it vandalism, all right? I got to ask any of you guys, if somebody came and vandalized your building with graffiti specific for the message of Black Lives Matter, I don't even know what the wall said, but suppose they wrote on there Black Lives Matter on your house, do you think you should leave that as a message? Or do you think you got to go out there and you got to clean the wall? And if you clean the wall, how dare you clean that wall? Because that is our lighted, what do they call that? I forget. The neon light. That's their neon lights. That's their Las Vegas. That's their billboard. Is what was written on your wall is vandalism. And now you're going to get approached with hostility with someone who's going to say that how could you dare clean that wall? I could not believe that. I could not believe the targeting of those 3 people. Those 3, they look like they were in their 20s. And here I am targeting all millennials, and these people look like millennials, and they're getting targeted by what appeared by the voice to be a fucking outrageous bitch. Who does she think she is? She doesn't know these women. She doesn't know what their viewpoint is. She knows that they work for the federal building there. She knows that they're required to do things, and now she's picking on them. She should have gotten her ass kicked by those 3 women. I'm going to play this again. I thought this was so fucking outrageous. The 3 girls now have to be told that they have to feel guilty. They have to be on their knees to this woman in the car driving by. They have to go over to her car, all 3 of them. They have to go to the curb. They have to get on their knees and they have to apologize to this woman. And they have to stop cleaning the wall. In fact, they got to figure out what was on that wall and reprint it on the wall to honor what this woman is expecting them to honor. She is outrageous. She should be committed to an insane asylum.
Why are you guys removing Black Lives Matter's graffiti?
We're just trying to take care of the thing. Yeah, we tried over there and it wasn't coming off. It's still the one that was coming off.
But why do you want that to come off?
Well, because this is a federal building. Yeah, it's just the vandalism.
But so you don't care about Black lives then?
That's not at all what we're saying.
That's what this...
We certainly do care about Black lives.
Not enough to leave up a message. Not a great way to use your white privilege, ladies. Not a great... That's disgusting.
All right, back to the show. I'm going to read a couple things here. Now, by the way, I said what I'm going to read of Sandy's is exactly what I said on Facebook. And this is what got me thrown off of Facebook. I said in almost identical words to what Sandy has typed here in chat. I said, now I didn't even say it. I posted it in a thread. Someone started off a thread and I posted the exact words, almost exactly as Sandy said here, which I'm going to read in a couple seconds. I typed this in response to someone's post. Someone reported what I typed, and that got me blocked by Facebook. And you know, you get on Facebook and you can appeal. I appealed it and I got nothing but silence, which is of course what you're supposed to get from them, because really the only thing that they give a fuck about is shutting down anything that goes against their agenda. So anyone that wants to block you, who's got an agenda that is variant to yours and doesn't like your approach, can get on Facebook and find something that you said that is minutely not in correspondence to what Facebook wants, and they will throw you out. So I'm going to read what Sandy said. Sandy says, business owners in Cicero, Illinois, defending their businesses with weapons. I said that exact same thing. Exactly the same thing. And I'm blocked on Facebook for saying that. That's exactly why I'm thrown off Facebook by someone yesterday who claimed that they're the one that did it. Like I said, I don't believe that they're the one that did it. They're the one that wants to try to enrage me in a deliberate attack. They wanted to engage me yesterday in a confrontational battle on chat, because when I did my promo for today's show, which I opened with on today's show, I ran that in a loop so I could promote today's topics and today's discussion. They came on there and they said that they did it. I don't believe that they did it. First of all, they appear to be too fucking lame to have done it. And if they did it, then you know what? You're proving you're lame anyway, because you decided to turn against me because I blocked Richard Royper. And I'm going to block idiots. I'm going to block fucking idiots because I don't feel like tolerating them anymore. So it's my gig. I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to get on my knees to apologize to someone to block me. If you want to block me, then keep on blocking me. I'll probably get blocked for this video today. I probably will, or I will, before my 30-day hijacking on Facebook is up. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get blocked on YouTube. I am pretty sure. So then I'll have to recreate the show via audio on MixLR. You can go to mixlr.com. Or I'll get on, it's either 365 Live or Live 365. I'll get on that or tune in. I'll get somewhere, because you're not going to be able to block me everywhere. And someone said I can probably get on Facebook and start up a brand new group and then invite people to that group and start all over. I could do that if I cared about Facebook enough to go through that experimentation and trial and error to do that, but I don't really give a fuck about Facebook because I don't like them, to be honest. Why would I spend time on something that I don't agree with and don't like? So I'm thrown off Facebook. When I get thrown off YouTube, it'll be a little bit of a bummer, but I'll find other scenarios of getting back online. Maybe I'll even get on regular radio again, on Phoenix Radio, because they keep bugging me to do it. I think I got 4 emails from the guy that owns the thing. When are you coming back on? So I could get back on Phoenix Radio because they're a conservative talk station. I'll have to limit the language, but I can get on their radio station, and they do have a stream of their show. So that you may not see my face anymore until I get back on YouTube or Facebook, because they do that in parallel. But you know what? I get on with audio and talking, and you guys can listen to the audio on 1100 KFNX in Phoenix. Let's see what else. So John said also, I forward you a video of Philadelphia where the business owners and residents took to the streets with bats to prevent looting. You know what? Good for them, finally. But why so long? Why such a delay? You know, if my house is getting broken into, it's going to be an immediate response. It's not going to be a delay. If someone broke into my business, if I owned a store in Philadelphia, you know what? I'm going to be having a bunch of rounds with those guys. And I'm not talking about circling. I'm not talking about those types of rounds. I'm going to be gathering My friends, my relatives. Now, I can't gather my friends because I told you guys already I have one friend who lives in Japan. That's the only friend I have because I like living my life as just not worrying about friendships. That's me. I'm city smart. I don't trust people. I really don't. It's just me. It's me. It's not you. It's me. I don't trust people. So it's me and one friend who was best man at my wedding. Everyone else, I figured, screw it. Sorry to be that direct about it, but I'm not sorry about anything, by the way. Here's the last one. This is what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about, look at the people on the street. Look at who they are. These are young people, and when I declare them as millennials, someone told me I'm wrong with the naming of millennials, but I thought millennials were people born during during 2000. So 2000, born in 2000, right now they would be 20 years old. When I see people on the street protesting, and these people are criminals, when I see them, I look at the TV, I see people all of that age. They're somewhere between 17 and 25, 26, 27. They're usually not even older than 30. I see them looting, I see them burning. I'm seeing criminals who deserve to be prosecuted, who deserve to have an aggressive posture put towards them when they approach a building. If you're going to approach the building to destroy the building, then people should be defending that building. You're going to destroy their building, they got to destroy a couple arms, a leg, a nose. They got to destroy things on your body. And that's going to get me thrown off of YouTube for saying that. And you know what? When it happens, it's going to, trust me, between now and 28 days, because I think I got 28 days of Facebook jail, between now and 28 days from now, I'm going to be thrown off of YouTube. Trust me, it'll happen. I'm shocked that right now it hasn't happened yet during this broadcast, because people watching this broadcast right now, some of them are listening without commenting. They're pissed off. They're thinking Dave is a racist. He's a bigot. And let's go. They're probably right now trying to figure out what comment on this thread they could say. Maybe they'll read Sandy B's, where she's saying, and I'm proud she said this, so I'm going to repeat it again. Business owners in Cicero, Illinois, defending their business with weapons. Someone could probably go on my YouTube channel right now, see what I'm talking about, see the people that are participating in chat, pinpoint what Sandy B just said right now, and probably get me thrown off of YouTube because I gave you the ability to post that comment. And because they posted that comment, and I'm the one that is housing your comments with my dialogue, I'm the one that is leading this bigotry and this hatred to get me thrown off of YouTube. So trust me, between now and 28 days, you're going to see me without the ability to do YouTube. I know it because I know millennials. I know trolls and I know hecklers who don't like me because they don't like me telling them as millennials that they're failures. They're going to fail this planet. They're going to destroy this planet after I'm gone, and so be it. Go ahead and fuck it up, because it's starting already. It started when you went to school by a liberally educated school, and your parents, instead of their parents loving you, they loved their own BMW in the garage, and they decided to abandon you because you're no longer cute anymore. It's like the kid that wants that little tiny puppy, and the parents buy a little tiny puppy for them for Christmas. As soon as that puppy becomes 2 years old, it's full grown. It's no longer cute anymore. So what happens? The parents that bought the cute little kid, the cute little puppy ends up in the SPCA, abandoned, for someone else like me to rescue it because it's no longer a puppy and because I care. What happens is the parents abandon the puppy, and then the kid's not cute anymore either. So what do? They abandon supporting that child with love. They support themselves with both going to work and loving their BMW in their garage. And what do? Instead of disciplining their children, they give their child that little mini bike. They give their child a PlayStation, so that instead of disciplining them with tough love, they discipline them with product. Then when they get out on the street, they don't have the support of their parents anymore. Because remember, their parents didn't love them. They just had an obligation to support them. Soon as they're in the street and learning how tough it is, their kids are thinking, you know what, all this time I was entitled. They're not getting what they were entitled to, so they're going there and they're ripping your asses off by stealing and breaking into your building, especially now that they have a camouflaged excuse to do it, which is George, and they don't even know his last name. So I'm going to not even say his last name right now because you guys don't know his last name, right? So fuck it. I'm not going to educate you with what the guy's last name is. The last video, check this one out. This is what I mean by look at these people and look at the level of criminals they are. I have a phone call here. Let me bring this heckler in. Dave Darin on the Dave Darin Show. I'm taking your phone call now. I have no idea why. It's probably a mistake, but who are you? He hung up. Okay. Probably, maybe it was a business phone call. What time is it? No, it's not a business phone call because it's 7 o'clock at night. Here we go. Let's play this video right now. Here you're going to see a bunch of millennials on the street. Doesn't matter what race. They're multiple race, so this is not about race. This is about generational warfare. Millennials upset with older generations because everyone else has something that they don't have, that they have not earned. They have not earned the respect. They have not earned the amount of time doing what they're doing. They haven't earned the work ethic. This is the people you see on the street, and this is why I totally disrespect these criminals. All right, here we go.
Fuck the police! No justice, no peace! Fuck the police! No justice, no peace! Fuck the police! No peace! Damn! Police! What's he do? The dog tried to attack him. Fuck the police! Fuck the police! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, bro! What the fuck? What the fuck? Hey, look at the camera!
I had to put those words out there. The Shepherds now, we actually adopted a Belgian Shepherd called a Turburen. Turvuren. It's a hard word to pronounce. I never pronounce it right. The sister breed of the Belgian Shepherd to the Turburen is actually called a Malinois. And the police now use the Malinois. And I found out why is because they have they're a little bit smaller than the German Shepherd. Their jumping capabilities are better, maybe because of they usually don't suffer from hip dysplasia. So as a result of that, their hips are stronger, their legs are stronger. They can jump better than a regular German Shepherd. So it looks like when I looked at that dog, that looked like the short hair version of our dog named Willie and biting the ass of that criminal. But let's just call him a criminal. I didn't see him with anything in his arm stealing at the moment, but I'm sure he was on his way to steal. So the same guy calling me again, I guess. Dave Darin on the Dave Darin Show. Who do we got here that wants to screw around with me today? Who do we got? Hello. Hello? Can you hear me? Let's see. Hello? I don't hear anything from this person except silence. Maybe I should play the Sound of Silence in the background. That's a good song. Remember Simon and Garfunkel, Sound of Silence? And a guy probably just called because he wants to try to throw me off on my pace here with a gap in talking. He wants me to have a little gap here so he can take over my show, thinking that he's winning by taking over my show, by saying nothing during the silence. Another typical strategy, the strategy of millennials, the strategy of hecklers and trolls, is to either come on here and say, you're racist, you're a bigot, you hate black people, and then I ask them, why do you think that? And then they just repeat it in a loop. Or we get other people that call up and just choose not to talk, like this guy or girl, who knows. Another idiot. Then now if I hang up, they're going to say, oh, I censored this person. You know what, if you talk right now, say a couple words so I can censor you. Oh, they hung up. Okay, they hung up. All right, so back to, I'll play this again. Let me play this again here so you can see the people I'm talking about. And you can see that they just have hatred in their eyes as they walk. And you can see one person was doing like a lap dance. Did you see the girl with the lap dance? Did you see the other guy with the finger? And did you hear the chant, fuck the police? Did you hear the chant? They were chanting, fuck the police, fuck the police. Total disrespect for safety of themselves, safety of the police, safety of the dogs, safety of society, safety of people breaking into buildings, when you break into people's buildings, we see it now. We see people that own the businesses are starting to fight back. I don't know why it took them so long to fight back. They should have fought back a week ago. So that 2 days after, they should have been ready with defense. Why it took them so long? It's like 5 days into it. That's 5 days worth of total theft. It's 5 days worth of total damage to your building. Why did it take you so long? First night, I'm out there. Fuck it. First night, I'm out there. As soon as my alarm system goes off, I'm there figuring out what the fuck is going on. And I'm there ready to defend my building. Why did it take you so long? I don't understand that. And now you got to defend your building because the police now are either extracting themselves from this situation because the police commissioner, I aired one police commissioner somewhere, I think it was somewhere in Minnesota, or I think it was in St. Louis, Missouri. I think that's where he was. I forget. He was somewhere, this police commissioner, and he said that he's going to abandon that place where all this massive terror, all this massive looting, burning down of buildings, he's going to abandon it. He's going to abandon the people in that community that need police protection. He pulled the police from defending that community. He pulled them out. He took them away from their oath and their responsibility to protect the public. So you know what that means? That means that you guys as business owners and you guys as homeowners have to take up that slack. And you got to take up the slack when you see police on their knees. The fuck is that? They're on their knees. Why? Do they feel guilty for being policemen? Do they feel guilty because they've got to defend the communities that they're serving? I don't understand. I don't understand, and I don't want to understand stupidity. I don't want to understand stupidity and nonsense. I don't want to understand it, so don't try to convince me that I've got to understand something that's deep underneath that I've got to focus on and think about nothing else. Right now, whenever I see these protests, what's the last thing on my mind is George Floyd. That is the last thing on my mind. And if you missed it yesterday when I was talking about, I can't believe that this video wasn't pulled down yesterday. I saw when I got up, I was working out and I was watching, what was I watching? I forget. I was watching Alfred Hitchcock Hour. I was watching that. There was a program. I watched that while I'm working out. And I was doing some intense curls yesterday. And I'm watching it. And then as soon as it was over, because I work out for about an hour and a half in the morning. So the Alfred Hitchcock Hour, it's an hour. Plus I'm fast forwarding the commercials. So it's like 45 minutes, right? Because 15 minutes of bullshit commercials. And some of them were even COVID related on the Alfred Hitchcock Hour that I'm running on demand. So I had to fast forward through those fucking bullshit commercials. So then when it's over in 45 minutes, I've still got 45 minutes of workout left. So I turned on TV, and then I'm seeing all this stuff here with police on their knees and all that. And I'm seeing all of this stuff, and I'm thinking, oh my, what the fuck is this stuff now with policemen on their knees? What? That's incredible. And it just got me thinking about the craziness of this world. The buildings are being broken into. There's being windows broken. There's cars being stolen. I can't drive my car into Phoenix, Arizona because I can't trust the fact that my car is going to get beat the shit out of because how dare Dave have worked hard enough to afford his $100,000 BMW. We got to punish him. And then I'm thinking about George Floyd. I'm thinking about how this relates to George Floyd. And I'm thinking about, and last night I did a broadcast because I'm watching yesterday after I turned off the Alfred Hitchcock Hour. I clicked on Channel 3. And I'm seeing the memorial with Farrakhan up there. Who Farrakhan, I think, didn't we disenfranchise him anyway? Didn't he have something with his wife or something like that? Where he's deemed an idiot. Now all of a sudden he's a saint. It's Saint Farrakhan, who should be disrespected by any community whatsoever. So I'm watching this memorial ceremony for George Floyd. That's right. George Floyd. And I'm looking at his criminal record. 2007, held a gun to a pregnant woman to her stomach, which is where the pregnancy is, right? The stomach is where the pregnancy is. In that area of the belly is where the baby is. So he's holding a gun to the pregnant woman and the pregnant woman's child in that part of her body. He's holding a gun to two people. He's not holding a gun to one person. He's holding a gun to two people. And he's robbing that household while the gun is at the point of the stomach. And he served time 5 years in jail, 2009 to 2014. He got out early because of a plea bargain. Should have been in there longer. And it's the guy that we're commemorating with a memorial service. This guy, and everyone says, as soon as he got out of jail from 2014, he's now St. George. And maybe he lived a better life, but What do? Do we forget about all that stuff and just have a? We should have just had. We should have had the jail policemen in jail because they're criminals. They murdered George. Very true. And why does anyone say I'm a racist when I say that the policeman should be in jail and George should not be murdered? He was murdered. I said that. How many times I said it yesterday? And now I said it 2 times today. So I am not a racist or a bigot because there was a crime committed, a murder committed. It's wrong, absolutely wrong. But a memorial service for a guy that held a gun to a pregnant woman's stomach, holding a gun to the pregnant woman and the unborn child, he held a gun there. Do you think that the people that he held a gun to her belly, do you think they're there at the memorial service? Do you think they're going to be watching TV and commemorating and memorializing George? Do you think that's going to happen? Do you think that they're going to get on their knees during that broadcast and apologize? Do you think that's going to happen? And if they don't get on their knees to apologize to the guy that held a gun to the gunpoint of the wife with the belly with a child in it, do you think if those people, if those specific people don't participate in that memorial service by turning it on for the length and the duration of that TV broadcast of the memorial service, if they don't get on their knees during that entire broadcast, they're bigots and they're racist because they didn't honor George, who went to their home, broke in, and had a gun pointed at her belly and robbed them. If they're not commemorating and memorializing George, are they racist? What do you think? Fuck, what do you think? Sick of this whole situation. I'm sick of it. I really am sick of it. I'm sick of it enough not to stop doing this show. That's how sick of it. I was so sick of it yesterday. I thought, you know what? Stop with the anger. Dave, enjoy your retirement. Enjoy the pool. Enjoy Willie in the pool. Enjoy my wife. Enjoy your BMW that you can drive around. Just don't drive in those neighborhoods. You're just going to get fucked up. So just enjoy your life. Enjoy the sunshine in Phoenix, Arizona. Enjoy the air conditioning in your building. Enjoy the cool shirts that you wear all the time. And just stop with fucking worrying about it, because these people that inherit this country, when you're done, you see that they don't have the capability of doing it. So when you're done and you're dead and buried in the ground and you look up, you can see a bunch of fuck-ups. And right over the top of your head, you can look up and you can point at all these fucking millennial fuck-ups. From your grave, you can do that. You can look up and say, look at this fuckhead. Look at this douchebag. Look at this prick. Basically, that's it. So why should I worry about it? And now I lost everybody. Everyone jumped off now. And that's all I got for tonight. What do you think? How many more people hate me? How many more people think that they're going to see me tomorrow? Or I probably won't do a show tomorrow. It's the weekend. I won't do a show again until Monday. Probably Monday I won't be able to do a show because I'll be blocked on YouTube. That is all I got, but I am going to end with what I started with, which was the promo of tonight's show. So you can see all 3 things together. You can see the bullshit fake news with that fake bullshit reporter who gave airtime to a woman who was clearly looking like an actor to me, who said she saw blood gushing from this guy's leg, blood gushing during the background noise of bullets flying through the air because the police invaded the tent. You don't see a tent, you don't see police, you don't hear bullets. You hear a woman who should have a muzzle on her mouth because she's full of shit. After that, you're going to see white privileged, this woman who went to confront 3 women cleaning up a federal building that was mutilated by graffiti written walls with an agenda, which was no part of this agenda. This thing is, basically what this is, it's a bunch of millennials with a vigilante approach. Even if they had, like I said, most of these young people are millennials that are having a generational war towards baby boomers and other generations, grandfathers, fathers. They're angry at them, so they're using this as an ability to get even, because they don't have what their fathers and their grandfathers had. They don't have success because they're slackers. They're slackers. And I could prove that to you by telling you about the music show I did. But the ones that are really thinking about George Floyd, and damaging buildings, you know what they are? They're vigilantes. Remember Charles Bronson movies? Remember Death Wish or something like that? I think that was one of them. He was a vigilante, but he was a vigilante to the person that needed to be knocked out. That's who he was. He was targeting the right people. Here we got vigilante millennials. Any of them that are really thinking they're doing this for George Floyd, any of them that thinking there are vigilantes taking out people that are hostile to their race or hostile to George Floyd. They're not targeting the police officers. They're not targeting them at all. They are targeting America. They're targeting white America, Hispanic America, Asian America by going in and destroying those people's lives. They're vigilantes attacking America. They're not vigilantes targeting the right target. They are targeting, as vigilantes, the entire American continent. They're targeting us, our freedoms. That's what they're targeting. They're the ones that still think, that have in their mind that they're out there busting windows, destroying buildings, causing fires, causing financial devastation. The ones that do it with when they swing that bat or light that match, that have George in their mind, they are vigilantes attacking the entire society, blaming whites, blacks, Hispanics, Asians, any race. That's what they are attacking. They're attacking your freedoms, your financial stability, and your liberty. That's what they are attacking. And now if I bring up millennials and tell you why I disrespect them as well, is when I did the music show, some people ask why, I have a pimple here, don't I? Some people ask why I don't do the music show anymore. The last group of musicians I had on the show, I was going there, I had 3 cameras, so I captured 3 perspectives of the band from 3 different video angles, and I took 6 mics in there to record a quality of audio. Went to record this band. And by the way, the bands that came on my show, they never lifted a finger to share the show. They didn't even like the show, hit a like button. They would come on the show expecting me as a baby boomer to market and promote the fuck out of them without them lifting a finger. And here's how I have the last interview I did with a band. I recorded the band's music. That's what I usually did first. Band would be in a rehearsal studio. They would be performing, practicing. When I got there, they were already practiced and warmed up, ready to rock and roll 2 songs. They would do 2 songs and they would sit down and do the interview. They did the 2 songs. We sat down for the interview. And I told them, I said, well, we have our mutual opportunity to promote each other. I'm going to promote the hell out of you. We're going to get Rock Solid Talent Entertainment. We're going to get Hyper PR, the 2 PR firms that represented the Dave Darin music video interview show. We're all going to promote you, but we're going to expect you to promote the Dave Darin show as well. The band member who was the leader of the band, which happened to be the drummer, came over to me in front of his other bandmates. He said, Dave, we give you our music, we give you our talent, we give you our voices for the interview. It is your job alone, Dave, to promote your own show. You know what I did? I stood up, I grabbed the recording device, I hit stop, I hit delete, I showed him the delete. And I said, you know what this button is? It says, are you sure you want to delete? And I said, you know what? I'm sure I want to delete it. I deleted it. That was the last music video show I did because millennials don't give a fuck. They don't have the work ethic that the other generations had. And I saw it in every single music video interview show I did. The millennials, what did I call them? Millennials? Plenty. They want plenty, but they give nothing. They were slackers, they had no work ethic, and they proved it time and time and time again on my music show, whether it was a show that was on AM radio, FM radio, and I was on FM radio, and they were still slackers, not earning their fan base. Total slackers. This is what millennials are. They're slackers who hate the generations older than them, who have earned success when they don't want to earn success because their whole lives they've been given and entitled through their educational system, through their family upbringing, through a lack of discipline. They think that they are entitled. They don't want to work to earn it. And when they see people that have earned it, they hate us. That's what this is. This is not a George Floyd thing. This is millennial warfare. That's what this is. The generational warfare. And if you think it's not, then basically you're someone that's blinded by news media who's telling you otherwise. They're all telling you this is all about racial conflict. This is not. It's about hatred of generation to another generation. That's exactly what this is. And they built up to this with the fake coronavirus by keeping you isolated, keeping you more and more hostile because you've been isolated. You've been in captivity. You've been fuming every time you see TV about the coronavirus. and you're locked into your house every day seeing this news, every day being scared of your fellow human being, manipulated by news, the anger is building, it's sizzling, it's simmering. Finally, when you can get out, you can't get out because you see everyone with a mask, so you're stuck back in your home. Then when anything happens like this fake racial thing, then you explode because it's something else to make you angry. And you see people in the street that are angry. Now you become actively angry. And not because of George Floyd, because of your anger as a result of being stuck in captivity, and your anger because these young millennials are showing you how angry they are. Now now you get people like me who are now angry at the millennials, who now won't hire a millennial in my own company. How do you feel about that? If you're a millennial, or if you're a parent here that's watching my show right now, who has maybe had a recent graduate from college, who's now 21 years old, and you see me that you think is a nice guy because you follow my radio broadcast or my podcast show. Now you have a son or daughter who's 22 years old. I don't know who does out of the group of people that watch this, but if your 22-year-old son or daughter come to Dave Darin's IT shop, who produces project managers for businesses, Wells Fargo, New Jersey Motor Vehicle Commission, what's the Molina Healthcare in Long Beach, California, Chase Bank. I have a lot of clients. You come to me for a position I have open on Monster or Indeed or anywhere like that, and you come in to interview with me because you interview with me, I'm going to turn your son or your daughter away because I'm thinking about the millennials in my back. I'm thinking about the hostility. I don't want that hostility in my office. I don't want that rage, that jealousy in my office, the entitled attitude. I don't want it. So here I am. This thing is fucking you guys up. It's fucking you guys up because I ain't hiring you. I'm discriminating against millennials. I'm not discriminating against minorities because I've got minorities that work for me. Two great. They're probably better than. I think that two black people I have working for me. They're one of them is my best employee. The other one is probably my third best. Still learning a little bit younger. Although they're all in the age of 40s. And I didn't do this intentionally, but now I am going to do it intentionally. That millennials are not going to work for me. Basically, that's it. It's a total fuck up. I'm not hiring millennials, and I can't discriminate openly on that. In Japan, you can, by the way. When I was living in Japan, and I read the Japan Times, which is the English version of their newspaper, they would put in there English or Japanese speaker. You had to be a native Japanese speaker. You had to be a native Japanese. You had to be a male, and they put an age in there. And this is back in the 90s when I lived there. I haven't lived there recently, but they would openly discriminate on who they want. They want a Japanese speaker, a Japanese native, a male of age 28 to 33. They would put that in text. That's what they would put. They would openly discriminate. And by the way, Japan's a lot more peaceful than we are here, because here we've taken our independence and we've made it self-centered, egotistical America. That's what we've done. We have no unity whatsoever. We should change United States of America and just say States of America. We should take the word united out, because we're not united at all. We should not practice our Independence Day. We should call it Egotistical Day, Self-Centered Day. That's more accurate. Let's see. That's all I got. Kathleen says, I still love your show, your videos, despite the fact that I probably irritated her somewhat. We have no police station in Connecticut. Why? You have no police station there in Connecticut? I don't understand why. Sandy B sent a message, but she retracted the message. I'm not sure why. Corwin says, dog does what it's trained for. So biting the ass of criminals is a great training to do. And like I said, I wish that was Willie having done that. We should get the aliens to revolt. What crap these millennials are. That's what Kathleen says. You may be blocked when they play the replays. That's very true. And that's probably what's going to happen. So fortunately, I recorded today's show because recently I recorded everyone. You can see there's a little, well, I took it, I removed it. But down here below where you see a little bit of green, there's a button that says start capture or stop capture. I start the capture, so I I record my entire show now because every show that I have is at risk of being shut down. So you got to do that. I think some people that watch my show actually do have a podcast. You should always record your own shows because at some point, no matter what you do, someone's going to fuck with you. That's all I got. Closing song to the Dave Darin Show, and I am out of here. Cheers, guys. See you Monday, probably.
Sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
I don't even wanna keep the score.